All right, 6 minutes after 9 o'clock. Thank you for tuning in this joyful Friday morning. Jim George is in the studio, Professor Gadget, and we're gonna learn about our gadgets. There was an announcement this morning from Facebook. I'll mention too. It's probably not a big deal.
Ta-da! What?
How you doing, Jim?
All right, good.
And Joe Martone is with us this morning.
Just for the first quarter, or the first half.
The first quarter.
The first quarter.
The second half, we have a musical group coming in.
Yeah, the first quarter of.
He only had a quarter. That's all he could.
Yeah, a quarter of the first half. Figure that one out. Quarter of the first half.
So how you guys doing, Jim? How you doing?
Doing good, thank you.
Oh yeah, he's driving me crazy. First thing this morning already.
We had some technical things here at the station. So.
Well, yeah, right.
You had a lightning strike.
Yes, last night.
Took out your FM.
Took out the FM. Didn't take out the AM. Took out the FM.
Is the FM on right now?
Yes, it's on. Okay. We are on our spare FM right now.
Okay.
And I had been texted a picture of the transmitter, and it looks like Krispy Kreme.
Wow,
Really?
just lightning hit.
Like toast.
I didn't even hear lightning last night.
Neither did I, but apparently there was because it is toast.
Yeah. Could there be some other kind of electrical surge that's not lightning?
Certainly, it could come through the electrical line.
Yeah,
and that's what I was telling him. I need to give him a UPS that isolates the transmitter from the power company.
And could anybody get that for their own
home?
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you about the company I went to see yesterday in Jacksonville. That's where I was. And, man, the things they repair, it was shocking.
That was a joke there. Pay attention.
To see all the different things that they repair. And they do, like, generators that go on ships and everything. They're right there at the Naval Yard up there in Jacksonville. And they repair UPSs.
I didn't even know we had it.
So I had UPSs, uninterruptible power supplies, that I was going to throw away. I actually called the manufacturing, said, try this, try that. Nope. You might as well throw them away and buy a new one for $795. And because you have ours, I'll give you a special deal, $100 off. I took them and he put brand new batteries in, went in and revised the software, changed like a little diode, and ta-da, they're working.
Wow. Our generator worked like a charm the other day.
Yeah.
Electricity went out here. Did you hear?
Yeah.
And it came on. How long did it take, Joe, to come on?
8 seconds.
8 seconds to come on. We were back on the whole mall was out. The whole neighborhood was out.
Right.
And it was working beautifully.
But not WLCA.
No, yeah, and the old generator we had back at the old station, you had to go out and start it by hand.
Crank it, yeah.
You had to crank it, and it only ran a few things. You couldn't use the air conditioner. You couldn't use the computers.
Or the lights.
It was just a few things.
That was diesel. And we still can't use the air conditioner when we lose power here, just for your information.
Oh, is that right?
That takes a lot of energy.
But the other thing I liked about this one is that when the electricity came back on, it went off. Back in the old one, if the electricity came back on, you didn't even know. You had to keep looking down the hall to make sure the lights were on or not. And, and when they came on, then you turned off the generator.
Well, I just told Joe I'm going to bring in next Friday, a gentleman here in town that sells used generators. And maybe I can get you one real cheap for your tower over there. But at the same time, people would like to know what will a generator run in my house, and how much do they cost, and who's going to install it?
And what's the answer?
And what's the what?
What's the answer to that question? If
he's going to come in. I'll bring him in next Friday. He sold us our generator.
I see what you're saying. Okay.
Very cheap. I was really surprised how cheap, they can be.
Oh yeah, sure. Reconditioned, refurbished.
Yeah, you can get like a 200-gallon diesel tank, or you could get a 20.
So the average person who's afraid that lightning might blow out their refrigerator or their TV or their computer, is there something that will literally protect you from lightning?
Yes.
Really?
You can get a device that's called an isolation transformer, and it isolates you from the power company.
And that's...
No, you plug it into the power.
Where do you buy that?
Usually a specialty store, but they can Best Buy can order you one.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Okay. Well, that's a specialty store.
Yeah, it's just a transformer. It fits about the size of a softball.
Really?
In a box. And it's a transformer. It has the coils on one side and coils on the other.
That's it. Why do we all have them then? How much is it?
It might be for a refrigerator. It might be about $35, $40.
Oh, you have to have one per appliance?
One per appliance. Now, you want a whole house. That's when we talked about the surge protectors. Remember, I brought the one in
Right.
For the whole house. That's a different story. Yeah.
Now that will stop any surge from coming in the power line. Now, if it comes in the phone line or comes in the cable TV line, there's a protector for those too. Everything has a protector.
You can be
So
isolated.
you can
from the
literally
world.
protect your whole house.
Yeah.
Speaking of isolated,
There you
from
go.
the whole world,
That's
there's
your
my
topic.
segue.
I knew you had
What
something.
There's a,
Yeah.
there's a town, I think it's Greenwood or something like that, in West Virginia. It has a band. You cannot use cellular phones. You cannot use the internet as we know it. No wireless gizmos. Nothing can be used in this town. You want to call somebody? Call them on a hard landline. There's no texting allowed in the whole. And the reason being is they have a gigantic antenna on the property, government property there, about the size. I think they said the size of 2 football fields. That's how big this sucker is, and it monitors, and it is so sensitive that if these gadgets were on, it would screw up its system.
Oh, wow.
So they made it, whoever way back when made a deal, we're going to put this here, but for a certain radius, you cannot use. Now, they have dial-up internet. Remember that one?
Right.
You know, they have that.
Yeah. Could you repeat that, please?
Sure. But they have no.
That was really good, actually.
Yeah.
They have no modern like this. And when they were interviewed, they asked, "Well, do you miss it?" And the lady said, "Well, let me ask you this question then: if you've never eaten ice cream, would you miss it?" So
There you go.
Yeah, but
So-
wouldn't you want to know about it?
Dial up. Yeah, well, it still works. It's just slow.
Right, it's just so the whole.
Yeah.
It's not a big town logically,
Right,
but
right.
they're walking, doing their thing.
Right.
So I've always wondered, like when you're on an airplane and you have to put your stuff in airplane mode, why is that? What does it do? How does it interfere? And that sounds like
Oh,
the same
yeah.
thing. Sounds like the same
Oh
thing.
yeah, you don't want to do it on an airplane. Your turn.
Well, they're just afraid that you could have a bad cell phone and a cell phone that radiates out its signal, and it would mess up some. Today's planes are not connected with hard wires. In other words, they don't have a cable going from a hand device in the front all the way to the tail.
Oh, okay.
It's radio control.
Right.
It just tells it when he pushes down, a signal says, "Okay, flaps go this way." He
Right,
pushes up. Next time you have those airplane guys in here, just ask them. But the idea is it's all run by RF signals. If you have an RF signal that's going to interfere, the plane might not get the signal.
Okay,
The
now-
radio frequency, RF.
I've never actually had that explained. So, but how do they know? How does the airline know that everybody's abiding by the rule?
Oh, that's easy. To,
Oh, they can tell.
you get all right. This is a good example, an easy one for everyone to do. Get your cell phone.
Yeah.
Get your radio, portable radio.
Yeah.
Put it on 1370 AM.
Okay.
Just set the phone next to it. And the phone will cycle. Our phones are transmitters and receivers all the time. They're putting a signal out to grab if somebody's calling you. They're continuously rebooting.
Right.
You'll hear it over the RF. You'll psh,
Oh, you'll hear it over the radio.
you'll hear it right over our signal because you're right next to the radio. You put it right there.
My.
Correct, Jim?
Right. And so the further away you are from it, the less it is. But you have a plane with 200 people, and if half of them have a cell phone, and those receivers and transmitters can be located anywhere in the plane, you can see it could be a possible problem.
So, what does the stewardess come down and say, "Sir,
Oh, yeah.
turn your phone off"?
Believe me, they do.
How do you know it's on?
Give me the hammer. Boom. That's it.
All right, we have a phone call. You ready?
Well, I thought we were going to break. Sorry, my bad.
We will soon. Good morning. You're on the air.
Yes, good morning, everybody.
Hey, Hugh.
See, now, when you have an electrical storm in Florida or Ocala here, they're pretty powerful. I've got a whole house surge protector, and I feel pretty safe with that. Plus, I've got all the little ones behind all my appliances and TV. But I've got a friend that lives not far from here that says all he does during electrical storm is he goes out in the garage and he hits the main power to the house and turns all his electric off till the storm goes by. But if lightning would hit his house, that's still going to go through the wires and wreck stuff, right?
It would probably jump the breaker, yes.
Okay, so what he's doing is no good. He's got to have surge protection.
Right. Now, if he unplugged an appliance, Like I know people that during the storm unplugged their TV. I think we've even had callers that call in and say, I unplugged my TV during the storm, I unplugged my phone, I unplugged this, and I said, just get a whole house surge protector and keep going.
Yeah. Well, even if you got it unplugged in that, wouldn't the lightning, the electricity, wreck the wiring and stuff?
It could do that. If you ever seen lightning hit a house, in Ocala Palms, for instance, we had lightning hit a house, and it went back into the cable. In other words, it burnt up the cable in the ground going back to the main cable. It knocked the power out where the meter is on the side of the house and burnt half the house down.
Wow.
So they literally condemned the house and had to put a new roof on it, new inside walls on it. And it was probably cheaper to rebuild it than it was to replace it. But at one time, it looked like it would actually be cheaper to replace it.
That whole house protection, if it works, there's like 2 little green lights on it. If those little green lights are off, it means it's done its job. Does that mean that it has to be replaced? It's dead?
No, it'll take multiple hits.
Oh, but what if the little green light goes off and it doesn't come back on?
Then it's time to replace it. It gives you notice that it's time to replace it. But wouldn't you rather replace an $80 or $100 device than replace a $500 or $1,000 refrigerator?
Exactly. So what you're saying is that whole house protection will take more than one time to make it go bad.
Multiple hits.
Okay, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
All right, we'll take a little break. We'll be right back.
Is brought to you by myfwc.com. Safe boating is no accident. For Friday, partly to mostly sunny skies, cooler and less humid, the high 63 to 67. Clear to partly cloudy and chilly Friday night with lows in the low to mid 40s. For Saturday, sunshine mixing with clouds, high 66 to 70. Sunday, partly sunny, high 70 to 74. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg.
This is Kendall Carpenter, Director of Operations with Golden Ocala Golf and Equestrian Club. I am proud to announce we will be hosting the Coates Golf Championship, presented by R&L Carriers, here the first week of February. This championship will feature the world's best LPGA players, including world number 1 Lydia Ko. Come and experience women's professional golf at its finest. The championship week starts February 1st and ends with the final round on February 6th. Join me to see the very best in golf at Golden Ocala Golf and Equestrian Club.
At Ameris Bank, we understand that there is no more exciting than the purchase of a new home. We are dedicated to helping find the mortgage that meets your needs and giving you the personal attention you deserve. Our mortgage options offer a variety of benefits, including up to 100% financing, down payment assistance, and expansive credit qualifications, all with the competitive rates and exceptional service. Call Ameris Bank today or visit amerisbank.com to learn more. We look forward to serving you.
Ameris Bank is an equal housing lender and member of FDIC, a loan subject to credit approval.
The Women's Veterans Health Fair will be happening on Saturday, February 20th from 10 a.m. until 2 p.m. at the Ocala VA Clinic at the Cascades Office Complex at 1515 East Silver Springs Boulevard right here in Ocala. The Women's Veterans Health Fair. Don't miss it. If you'd like more information, give a call to 352-369-3320. That's 369-3320 for the Women's Veterans Health Fair at the Ocala VA Clinic in the Cascades, February 20th from 10 a.m. till 2 p.m.
For some, Valentine's Day means flowers and candy. Not for us.
Join us for the Valentine's Day Massacre, February 13th at the Southeastern Livestock Pavilion.
For 7 scheduled bouts of live professional boxing entertainment. Each bout is highlighted with local boxers.
So come out and support the future boxing in Ocala. First bout starts at 7 and doors open at 6.
Proceeds to benefit the Boys and Girls Club. Tickets start at only $15.
Get your tickets at Central Florida Boxing, 1032 Southwest 1st Avenue, or call 352-292-2103.
One of the most common questions those nearing retirement are asking, will I outlive my money? Retirement questions like these and many more will be answered every Saturday morning at 9 a.m. on Planning for a Better and Safer Retirement with hosts Francois and Julian Cozenet. Francois and Julian will help you put your retirement puzzle together. Catch Planning for a Better and Safer Retirement Saturdays at 9 a.m. on Ocala's News Talk, The Source 96.3 FM and 1370 AM.
All right, 20 minutes after 9 o'clock. Thank you for tuning in. Jim George is here. And gosh, we haven't even said that you are from American Cable Services yet and from Media in Motion. And of course, the phone lines are open if you want to ask Jim a question about technology or your gadgetry or your cable TV or anything of the sort. Or if you need your computer fixed, remember that's part of what Jim does as well. You got a whole crew of people that'll help out with that thing.
Right. Well, we're kind of specializing now in Wi-Fi. We have a bunch of RV resorts that have asked us, can you give us Wi-Fi inside of our campgrounds?
Oh.
So that the overnighters, as well as the people that
Smart
stay in.
idea, yeah.
And so we've done it to one already. We're doing the second one right now. And it's kind of a specialty. It's not just putting in a wireless repeater because it can only handle so much traffic. It's knowing the traffic pattern. In other words, how many do you need in order to handle it? What if everybody was on at the same time?
Mm-hmm.
And what if someone was streaming Netflix and another one was doing the Facebook and a few other, how much bandwidth do you need to make sure everybody can get on? And so it's like a science. And my two guys have gotten pretty good at it, and so much so that they were telling me the other day they're thinking about actually creating a company that do just the wireless for the campgrounds because people are starting to ask them, can you do ours? Can you do ours?
Yeah,
That's a good idea.
Yeah. Oh,
That's
yeah.
a good
It's what
idea.
everybody wants. Everybody wants to use their devices and not have to use their data.
Yeah, that's right.
Whatever.
The data package from Verizon or
Right.
whatever it is, and that's starting to go up in cost right now. The data packages. So, and I don't use my data package much on my cell phone, but I do a great deal of internet, on my computer.
Uh-huh. All right, so I mentioned something at the beginning. Let me tell you what it was. Last August, Facebook opened up a new live streaming feature like Periscope, but this is in your news feed, to a select group of VIP accounts. Today, I guess it's today or yesterday, whenever this news article, the velvet rope was lifted. You no longer need to be famous to broadcast your life to all your friends and casual acquaintances. You just need an iPhone. Does that mean, when they say iPhone, they mean any smartphone or just a specific
I think they
iPhone?
mean any smartphone. I don't think it's limited to iPhone.
The feature, which should already be in effect for U.S. iPhone owners with worldwide expansion coming over the coming weeks, should be familiar to anyone who's watching a live stream before. I guess like anything, you watch a live stream.
Yeah.
Gosh, we're going to be staring at our TV. You know what? It's weird. I mean, we're going to be sitting across the table from somebody, not looking at them, and instead looking at somebody else on the other side of the world.
It's happening now.
Yeah.
It's doing it right now. Yeah, just many families. I mean, even if you get together for Christmas or Thanksgiving, how many of your friends you have to say, leave your cell phone outside, please.
I haven't seen you all year. Let me look down at my phone and not look at you again. Hold on, we have a phone call. Good morning, you're on the air.
Good morning, everybody. I was watching a PBS special, and it was about the big earthquakes up in the Himalayas. And,
yes.
Everything. And they had an American geologist there riding in the cab with his laptop open and waiting for a report from Colorado showing the locations of the earthquakes or epicenters. Now, how is it over in Kathmandu where they don't even have regular telephone service? This guy can get his computer to work, etc., riding in the cab, so on and so forth, and seem to pick up all this information. And to me, that was amazing to see, because most of the people up there don't even have electricity for where they live.
Right.
And then after the earthquake, everything else, if they had, whatever they had was virtually destroyed anyway. And this guy's picking up this signal and getting communications and a regular, computer operations. I'll hang up and listen. Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, well, the cell phones, if there's cell phone service there, I guess that you can use your cell phone as a hotspot. In other words, like a wireless access point.
Yeah.
And it will sling to your computer. I think I've told you, my technician, when we drive to do an all-nighter and we're going to Boone, North Carolina, he'll just set his cell phone on the seat or on the windshield area there, the dashboard, and it, as long as it has signal, he's streaming that to his computer, and he's using his computer. In mountainous areas, they also have satellite service. So what you do, just like your GPS will attach to a satellite, you have this device that you plug into the side of your computer. It receives the satellite signal, and you're surfing the internet. Now, is it slow? It's very slow. But does it work? It works.
So that'd be a really good thing to have.
So geologists and people like that, they get
Sure.
all the updates.
Anything? It sounds like everything is on an even keel right now. We haven't had any real big announcements. The Facebook thing isn't even that big because other people were streaming already.
Right. The biggest announcements is, like for Marion County, is that the city of Ocala has put out a request for proposal to find a company that will partner with them to finish out their fiber optic network here in Ocala.
And what does that mean for those? Was that just for the city limits?
It's just for right now, I think it's just for the city limits, but they have asked in the request for proposal, please tell us what your strategy would be to hit all of Marion County, including other cities. So that is due, I think, the February the 5th. I think it says they're going to open the package up February the 9th, and they'll announce their decision after interviewing people until, let's say, in March. And then after that, they will make a decision whether or not it's feasible for them to have a partner that will do that. But what it will mean for the city is that every home in Ocala, every business in Ocala can have fiber to it.
Within the city limits?
Well, they're going to start in the city limits first. That's their goal because of the amount of fiber they have up in the city limits right now. The city actually has 440 miles of fiber up on their poles. Back alleys, front alleys,
really,
back streets,
wow,
everything. So and although there's fiber there, it's not designed necessarily to go to the home. So part of the package would be if you took over our fiber optic system, or if you become our partner, how would you design the system so that it would be economically feasible for each homeowner to have a fiber to the home?
And that means that they won't need phone companies or cable companies to have their internet. They would get it right through the city.
They would get it from the city. And the city has fantastic internet, great speeds, good cost, always reliable. Even during the hurricanes of 2005, where they were off, the power was down for 5 days one time and 7 days the second. The internet never went down. Even though the power poles were down, the fiber optic cable was designed to withstand the weight of the pole and hold it up.
Wow.
So the whole bottom of the pole was gone, and the power was off.
And it was just dangling?
Right. But the fiber was keeping it up. Well, the reason is it has to feed the fire department. It's got to feed the police department.
Oh, okay.
That network has to stay up.
Wow, that's pretty fascinating.
So if you're connected to that network, like Joe here is connected to that network, the network never goes down. So that's what they're asking for. So shortly you'll see an article in the paper saying we've interviewed this person. We either A, have not accepted any of their proposals, too expensive, or we decided to partner with this company, and it'll take about 6 months for the design, because you have to walk out every foot of cable. You don't drive it out. You walk and you look up, say, okay, this tree needs to be trimmed. Okay, this pole is too short.
Wow, one little step at a time, huh?
Right. And then once it's designed,
dollars.
they take out.
Taxpayer dollars.
Taxpayer dollars. Yeah, but think about it, how much the city's going to make back. Oh, my goodness. You have 20,000 homes.
Good point, yeah.
Hooked up to it at $20. Let's assume they charge $20 for internet. I think they charge $40.
Do you know, I went into Cox the other day and said, why is my bill so high? And he said, you know what you do? You call this number. What did he call it again?
Retention.
A retention. So tell them you're thinking about leaving,
right?
And they'll lower your price.
That's what they'll do.
Well, why don't they just lower it?
No, they don't do that.
That's crazy.
No, that's what we're here for. We're customer relationship. We're telling you if your price is too high on anything, your phone bill or whatever, call, tell them you're going to change, and they'll say, "Oh, I'll lower it for you."
Yeah. So they won't just do it. Well, as always, Jim, thank you for your help and the information. What is a good number to call you?
Sure, 352-584-9795.
Call Jim George. He's Professor Gadget. He'll fix your stuff, your computers and stuff, and hook you up with stuff.
Whole house surge.
Whole house surge.
Thank you.
We'll be right back.
Fox News Radio. I'm Lillian Wu. Donald Trump holding an event for veterans instead of showing up at the Fox GOP debate last night, giving his competition a chance for more mic time, which is something Ben Carson feels he could have gotten more of.
I had the least amount of time to speak, but I think I said the most.